Ian starts with the turtles, going straight back to the alligator after losing the power cell. When they break the news, the alligator grabs Donnie by the head in pure rage, and honestly, fair enough. But Mikey steps in and calmly reminds him that they're all on the same side, which saves Donnie's neck. Literally his neck. The alligator explains that the power cell opens a portal to another planet inside a building called TCRI, or Techno-Cosmic Research Institute. April looks up the building plans and finds that the top floors are completely wiped from every blueprint. Well, there's nothing suspicious about that at all. For their big entry plan, April disguises herself and smuggles the turtles and the alligator inside a huge box. How they all fit in there is a question for another day. Anyway, the plan goes fine right up until the receptionist's head splits open and a Kraang brain looks out at them. Uh-oh. Immediately, the turtles scatter to find the headquarters, while the alligator stays back and holds off the Kraang alone. At the top of the building, the turtles uncover the Kraang's terrifying master plan. They're opening a portal to their planet so they can flood Earth's atmosphere with the same poisonous air they breathe. Every human, every animal, gone. While they're examining the portal, a giant rock monster covered in lava crawls through and attacks them. To save them, the alligator defeats the rock monster and closes the portal behind them. Hey, thanks, bro. Back home, Donnie examines a Kraang computer chip that Mikey grabbed during the mission. He cracks the code, and what he finds stops everybody cold. The Kraang were never after April's dad. They want April. In episode 18, the turtles are back to spying on TCRI, the Kraang's headquarters. And this time, they've cooked up the most ridiculous plan imaginable. Wait for it, a roach. A single cockroach with a tiny camera strapped to it. Yeah. The fate of the world rests on a bug. Surprisingly though, it works. The spy roach sneaks into the building perfectly and records the Kraang discussing a terrifying new scheme. Drilling a hole straight to Earth's core using a stolen diamond. Okay, good job, Roach. But then the roach falls into a barrel of mutagen and transforms into a giant spy roach. Really? That's the best it could do? Anyway, the turtles try to intercept the Kraang before they steal the diamond for their drill, but the giant roach keeps tracking them down no matter where they run. Turns out our brilliant Donnie forgot to switch off the roach's tracking signal. The giant roach gets even bigger and grabs Mikey. So to defeat the roach, Raph has to break off alone on a motorcycle through the city using himself as a second bait. You can trust he's not happy about this. He ends up crashing directly into the Kraang facility where the drill is being assembled, which honestly, perfect timing, because Raph aims the Kraang's drilling weapons at the giant roach and it explodes in a pile of white slime. The Kraang's drilling operation is completely destroyed, and Raph walks away looking like a genius. Not a bad day to be a turtle. Moving right along to episode 19, both the turtles and Shredder's soldiers are after the same thing, a Kraang device that can make anything disappear. But before either side can grab it, the Kraang escapes with it. Shredder's furious. And of course, all that anger lands directly on Stockman, the nerdy scientist who keeps failing him. As if Shredder's rage wasn't enough, Bradford and Zever, Shredder's sidekicks, constantly bully and humiliate him. Stockman has had enough. He convinces Shredder to give him one last shot, but his real plan has nothing to do with Shredder's goals. He separately tricks the turtles and Shredder's sidekicks into walking into the same abandoned building. Once everyone is inside, the metal doors slam shut from every direction. I present to you Stockman's revenge trap. The trap has got laser grids, giant blades, metal balls, spitting fire, and as if all that's not enough, the trap splits them up into the worst possible pairings. Raph gets stuck with mutated Zever, while Leo, Donnie, and Mikey are trapped alongside mutated Bradford. Donnie tries to locate where Stockman is controlling everything from, but there's no signal underground. So Mikey buys time the only way Mikey knows how, by loudly asking Stockman his entire villain origin story, keeping him talking while Donnie quietly works. Eventually, everybody realizes no single group can handle the traps alone, so the turtles and Shredder's sidekicks team up and fight through everything together until they destroy Stockman's trap. When it's finally over, both sides are exhausted and walk away in opposite directions. Tomorrow, they're enemies again. Tonight, they're just tired. In episode 20, the turtles are watching TCRI while waiting for the massive alien ship they know is coming through that portal. But before anything launches, Karai shows up. She picks a playful fight, and during the chaos, Raph accidentally spills everything about the Kraang's invasion plans. Right on cue, a spaceship bursts out of the building and immediately starts shooting at everybody. Karai goes straight to Shredder with this warning. Aliens are invading Earth and everybody needs to deal with it. But saving the planet isn't exactly on Shredder's to-do list, not when Splinter, his oldest enemy, is still alive. He sends Karai off to pick up weapons at the docks and tell her to forget the whole thing. Later that night, Karai finds Leo on a rooftop and proposes they team up against the Kraang. Leo refuses, flat out, because last time they trusted her, she used them to find Kraang technology and fed information to her father. But Karai's point is pretty hard to argue with. If the Kraang take over Earth, there's no planet left for anybody. To sweeten the deal, she promises to help them steal a missile launcher from Shredder's weapon shipment at the docks. Something powerful enough to take down the Kraang ship in one shot. Okay, alright, she's serious. But when they reach the docks and Shredder appears right there in the flesh, the turtles abandon the whole plan and go straight for Shredder. Figuring if they can end him tonight, they end everything. This does not go well. Shredder takes Leo apart, demands to know where their dad is hiding. Luckily, the Kraang ship shows up at that exact moment and the two sides separate. Having to fight for their lives, Leo ends up shooting the Kraang ship while Shredder gets kicked into the water, but not before dragging a Kraang down with him. Episode 21 opens with Shredder torturing the Kraang brain he defeated at the docks. When he threatens to destroy it, the thing immediately spills a secret that changes everything.
Who is this April O'Neil?
She is the one known as the One.
Shredder doesn't even blink before sending Karai out with one job: bring April in. Back with the good guys, April's on her way to grab some food when this super nice girl named Harmony comes up and starts chatting with her. They hit it off, grab noodles at a restaurant, and everything seems fine until Harmony orders turtle soup. Plot twist, Harmony is Karai in disguise, and she's definitely not there to make friends. April tries to bolt, but Karai grabs her before she gets 2 steps away. Thankfully, the restaurant owner saves the day by dumping a pot of hot soup over Karai's head, and April uses every second of that distraction to steal a delivery bike and tear off through the city with Karai right behind her. Meanwhile, the turtles have discovered something alarming. The Kraang are quietly poisoning Earth's water supply, and have already been doing it for a while. They infiltrate an underwater Kraang base to blow up the chemical tanks. That's the exact moment April calls Donnie in a panic, causing him to completely lose his head. Leo and Raph drag Donnie back on task, and he rigs the base to blow in 90 seconds before a mutant sea creature attacks and renders them unable to rescue April. Turns out, they didn't need to worry, because April's got it covered. During her fight, she kicks Karai straight down a subway staircase and escapes on her own. I'm so proud of her. It looks like Donnie is too, because he ends the episode with,
You hear that, guys? My sweet princess is alive!
Episode 22 finds the turtles on a rooftop taking down Shredder's soldiers easy peasy. Because of this, Shredder is furious. He's watched his soldiers fail so many times, so he decides he's going to steal the Kraang's mutagen and build a mutant army. Before any of that plays out, the turtles spot a lone ninja sneaking into the Kraang building. They get close enough to make out who it is, and oh boy, it's the Pulverizer, that unskilled teenager Donnie tried to coach months ago. Except now, he's wearing Shredder's clan gear. Turns out, he's been training at Bradford's gym and thought he was finally becoming a real ninja. Poor kid has no idea Bradford's been using him as cannon fodder the whole time, throwing him in first to absorb enemy fire while the real soldiers move in safely behind him. Anyway, the Pulverizer links up with him and volunteers to spy for the turtles from the inside. Nice to have you back, bro. Back home, Splinter punishes the brothers for their rooftop overconfidence by confiscating all their weapons and making them train barehanded. Then the Pulverizer texts them an update. Shredder plans to test mutagen on his soldiers, and he volunteered for it, convinced that it'll give him superpowers just like the turtles. Everyone tells him it doesn't work that way, but he ignores every word of it. The turtles race to save him with no weapons, and Donnie ends up fighting with a broom, which says everything about how this mission is going. But none of that even matters, because before anyone can reach him, the Pulverizer grabs the mutagen and pours it on himself. What happens next is not pretty. The kid transforms into a horrifying transparent blob, all of his organs floating visibly inside of him. Bradford immediately sets a bomb to destroy the evidence and everybody in the building. The turtles seal the Pulverizer in a glass container, escape on a motorcycle, and blast out just before everything explodes. The episode ends with Shredder and the Kraang formally sealing their alliance. Two of the most dangerous forces in the city now pointing at the same target, the turtles. Episode 23 opens with the turtles tracking down a Kraang lab only to find it already completely wrecked when they get there. Somebody beat them to it. Donnie pokes around and figures out that the Kraang were running insect experiments here, unsettling enough on its own. But then a giant mutant wasp drops from the ceiling and starts attacking them. During this fight, Mikey tries catching it with his chain weapon, misses pretty badly, and the wasp ends up stinging Leo in the arm before dying. Then Leo spots a wasp egg sitting in the wreckage and insists on bringing it home. Are we sure that this guy should be the leader? Back at their hole, Leo plants himself in front of the egg and simply does not move. Won't eat, won't train, won't let anybody within arm's reach of the thing. Just sitting there like a very intense security guard. Doesn't take long for the brothers to figure it out. The sting is controlling his mind, turning him into a personal bodyguard for the egg. Mikey tries waving Leo's favorite comic as bait, but it does not work. So Mikey takes it a step further and wipes his butt with the comic right in front of him. Leo doesn't even blink, so Raph decides the obvious solution is to physically wrestle the egg away. He charges in, and Leo bites him. Now there are 2 black-eyed turtles guarding an egg, and things are only getting worse. Donnie immediately starts working on an antidote, but Leo bites him before he can finish, and suddenly, all 3 brothers are completely devoted to this wasp egg. The only one left is Mikey. Donnie bites him too, but before the injection fully takes hold, Mikey fights through just long enough to finish the antidote that Donnie started. He plays along like he's been brainwashed, sneaks the cure into his brothers one by one, then fires the missiles and wipes out the remaining wasps. Everybody wakes up, and is genuinely very grateful to Mikey for saving them. Then Leo remembers that earlier in the episode, Mikey used his favorite comic to wipe his butt, and the celebration comes to a very abrupt end. Episode 24 starts with April picking up a mysterious signal through her communication device.